What is going on, guys? Dawko back again. I hope you are fantastic today. And today we are stepping back to Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And thanks to Five Nights at Freddy's 3, we've got lots of more new evidence which I want to go back to. And just to recap about everything we've learnt from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and compare what we know now to what we didn't know back when the first game was released. So I know a lot of you guys remember these. But in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, on the right side camera next to the office, sometimes the posters changed into actual news articles explaining to us about the murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It explains to us that there were 5 murders. They found 2 local children at first, and then it turned into 5 children that were stuffed into the animatronics. We know all that business. But this is not what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm actually going to talk to you about the murderer who was accused of doing this. Now, the first one says, while video surveillance identified the man responsible and led to his capture the following morning, the children themselves were never found, which I just explained were because the kids were stuffed into the animatronics. That's why they could not be found. A man was found in the surveillance cameras. He was identified to be the murderer. But the thing what I don't get, folks, is that in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, we see that Purple Man, the supposed murderer, is still alive and ready to kill more children. That's probably why he's working with Springtrap. The problem is, folks, as well with this, is that Purple Man dies in Springtrap, which means that he hasn't been caught by the police because he's been dead in Springtrap. He's not in prison. He has not been locked away from society for being a murderer. He's died in Springtrap, which means he has not been caught. Again, there's another news article explaining this. It goes into more detail. 5 children are now linked to the incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into the back room. While the suspect has been charged, the bodies themselves were never found. So again, the suspect has been charged for what apparently he has done to the children, which possibly means he has been arrested, or again, there might not be enough evidence to say that he killed the kids. Because if you think about it, if he's wearing a mascot costume, right? If he's wearing a mascot costume, you would not be able to see who's inside there. The police would have probably accused the whole employees one by one, questioned them, and maybe they thought that Purple Man was the most suspicious. Purple Man gets trialed, but there's not enough evidence to say that Purple Man was the killer. He got released, and he carried on doing his business. That's one theory, folks. One theory is that Purple Man was a suspect and was put in trial, etc., and was accused of killing the kids. But because there was not enough evidence of him killing them because he was in the costume and he was unidentified, then we're not going to know what he did. Another theory, folks, is that someone was put to prison, but it wasn't Purple Man. Let's say a random employee was framed by Purple Man. We know how smart Purple Man can be. If he's got away with these murders, as we know in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, because he's still wandering around and we know he's already killed the kids, then he would know how to frame someone. He would know how to frame someone. He's a smart guy. But from what we know, folks, we still don't know who was framed. It could have been anybody, folks. It could have been one of the old night guards. It could have been us as the night guard. You never know. It could have been Mike or Jeremy. Who knows? We still don't know. If you actually remember back in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the phone calls were very, very good to explain some of this story. If you remember, Phone Guy explained that there was an investigation going on. A police investigation.
Hello. Hey there, Night 4. I told you to get the hang of it. Okay, so just to update you, There's been somewhat of an investigation going on. We may end up having to close for a few days. I don't know.
And then a position just became available because the past night guard before us...
From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out, you know, especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move you to the day shift. A position just became available.
Something happened to him. We still don't know what happened to him. Some people think he got fired. But if you compare the newspaper articles with phone calls from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 about the investigations, it could make sense that the night guard before us, Jeremy, was actually possibly framed and then set to prison, or the night guard before us was the murderer and was trialed to be put in prison, but there was not enough evidence to say that he killed the kids because he was wearing a costume. Just think how much controversy would happen, folks, if I wore a costume and I killed kids, but you could not see me inside the costume, and people were accusing me of killing the children. There would not be in no way enough evidence to say that I killed the kids if I was inside a costume. It could be anybody inside there, which makes me believe that there was not enough evidence to accuse the murderer that he killed the kids and was set free. And that's why we see him again, trying to do it again with Springtrap in the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mini-games. But remember, guys, this is just a theory. What I'm saying, guys, is that two possible theories to sum it up. Purple Man was suspected to kill the children, but there was not enough evidence to say that he did because he was inside a mascot costume, so you wouldn't be able to see who was inside. Or two, someone at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was possibly framed and Purple Man did not get accused at all. Someone else was framed, that they killed the children. Those are the two theories what I believe are who was framed in Five Nights at Freddy's. Lots of love, guys, and I will see you all next time.